When fragmentation happens, it can cause a lot of problems for EHS teams. Some of that fragmentation can happen through frustration. So if we've got existing systems and it's maybe oftentimes you'll hear they're sat with IT and IT are super busy and we're at the back of the list. But what happens is if you don't solve those problems centrally, people make up their own new bolt-on processes. So that can be like, oh, I found this app and I've started using that. And so suddenly this site is adrift. Some big international businesses we work with, they don't have a unified kind of centralized approach. So countries may be able to make their own decisions at that localized level. And so you can end up with lots of different systems. They may have point solutions in there. They do permitting, or they do incident reporting, or they do training. Whilst those individual systems might be really good, they don't actually really interconnect properly. And so that ends up with like, oh, hey, I've got permission to this one, but not to that one. Or when I fill in this form, it doesn't know about these other things that sit over here in this other system. And oh, when I go to report and understand at the end of a month, a dashboard actually doesn't include all the information I need in order to make decisions. So you just don't have that clear picture of what's going on in the organization. Probably a good example area around that is around things like ESG. It started off as your scope 1 and scope 2 information, so it was a pain, but it was relatively straightforward. If you're lucky, maybe that provider can give it to you on a spreadsheet, or they've got a system they can export it to you. But still, you end up with multiple systems and multiple spreadsheets, multiple invoices. And so some poor soul's got to try and bring all that together at a site level or at a country or regional level. So the problem kind of builds up. So they miss out on accuracy, they miss out on time saving, and they, I guess, increase both the administrative overhead, frustration on behalf of users, but also potentially legal exposure, and that can include potentially even losing opportunities or customers. If you can't put your hands on accurate, high quality data, then you may not win that deal, you may not be able to sell into that target region. It can have obviously reputational kind of risks and so on as well. So there's a whole bunch of areas there.